Hello everyone, and now welcome to a matchup between Fortitude and Fly, this game taking place here on Northern Isles. Over here on the bottom left hand side of the map we have Fortitude spawning as the Red Human. Red Human going up against the Yellow Orc over here on the top right hand side of the map. This is going to be the Yellow Orc off over here to the top right, as we're looking at, well, whether or not there is going to be a barracks placed down here. There should be a barracks started here momentarily. Otherwise, it's going to be, well, perhaps Farseer harassed with Bestiary and the Peon going to work. All right, so interesting choice. We are looking at Fly not setting up a barracks as of yet. Altar of Kings. Altar of Kings actually being sped built by Fortitude. So Fortitude really going to be going fast out of the gate. Romantic, also known as Romantic, setting up that Archmage and being able to start it a little bit earlier than normal. I was not expecting to see the Altar of Kings being sped built at this stage in point in the game, as we now are looking at, well, more farms being placed down. All right, Archmage, Footmen will be making their rounds out. We are looking at a Farseer with that harassment. Farseer just now getting started. The Archmage will have a little bit of a head start, cost a little bit of extra gold and lumber to get that Altar of Kings built quickly. And we'll see what comes of that here as we're also looking at another, well, speed building of that farm right here. So far, what is, well, okay, Fortitude, Romantic. I believe Fortitude wants to go, or Romantic, as he was previously known as, wants to go as under the name Fortitude. So, but most people know him as Romantic, so it is a little bit confusing. But you know, it is his own wishes right here. So I'm gonna try to keep it as Fortitude as we're looking at that. The Tuskar Trapper. This is a 5/4/4 creep camp, meaning that it will give the Archmage level 2. Yeah. Not a good idea to change your branding after 10 plus years. That is a good point. Just like New Coke. What I think studies showed that if they just slowly phased in New Coke as opposed to classic Coke, a lot of people liked New Coke. But, well, I'm dating myself. I think that was like back in 84, 83, 84. Some places you can actually still get New Coke, I think. Anyways, Footmen now making their runs back around, as well as the Archmage going to head off to the north. Does have a potion of greater mana and should be able to drop down a good number of water elementals and put down pressure on these buildings while they are being constructed. Footmen are running off over there. I actually think nobody liked New Coke. Well, there was a very, very vocal group of people who did not like New Coke, but at the same time, there were people who liked New Coke, surprisingly. I really don't know the difference. I don't remember the difference. I don't think my taste buds really remembered any longer. Voodoo Lounge gonna, well, nope, not getting pressured. I thought a water elemental would have been dropped down earlier, and 2 water elementals should be able to put in a lot of pressure on this Voodoo Lounge as it is trying to be constructed. However, 1 low hit point Footman may be the cost of this building right there, as that, well, unit gonna try and run to the very far back, and beautifully done right there, trying to, well, make sure that the Spirit Wolf got the kill. I think the burrow actually stopped having peons inside so that it changed its target. And then once it changed its target, that Spirit Wolf was able to get that final kill. Nicely played by Fly. New Coke was sweeter, I think. Yeah, New Coke was sweeter. It was an answer to Pepsi's marketing campaign at the time. I think it was the Pepsi Taste Challenge, or it was like a side-by-side comparison of if you drank Coke versus drank Pepsi in like a little small amount, which one did people actually prefer? And, well, people preferred Pepsi when you drink in that small amount. But then again, people rarely ever drink soda in like thimble-sized cups or 1 ounce sized cups. So it just really it wasn't a fair comparison when you would have it with food or at picnics and things like that. Anyways, that is a completely different topic for a completely different time. Fanta is obviously the gentleman's choice. Don't you want a Fanta? All right. coming back through. Footman, Archmage, Water Elemental now making their way back here. We're also looking at Spirit Wolves trying to dive on in, and what the Spirit Wolf, going to get in some damage here. That Spirit Lodge incredibly important to try to get Shaman be able to purge down, but we see a Lightning Shield already on one of those Spirit Wolves right there. Wand of Lightning Shield drop for that Farseer, dealing very large amounts of damage. As you can see, all of those Footmen, while adding in that damage over time here. Archmage now going to try and retreat back down to 223 hit points, and well, Fortitude trying to retreat back once more. All right. A lot of early action going on back and forth. No one really taking a big lead. We are getting up a Tauren Chieftain, and I think Fly is actually playing this a little bit better. He has the tech advantage, and he was able to, well, it really feels like come out ahead compared to his opponent's quick, fast Archmage. Farseer still sitting at level 1, and we're looking at this Archmage still sitting at level 2, really not doing all that much as the Footman gets denied by that Archmage right there. All right, Archmage continuing that chase here. Another Footman down to 152 hit points. The Spirit Wolves trying to close in on that difference. Maybe it'll get in a little bit of extra damage. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain should be back out onto the field and trying to clear up some creep camps, as with alongside a couple of headhunters. Spirit Lodge being rebuilt should not have any problems at all, as the Archmage is going to come in for a little bit of harassment as well. Farseer getting in some of that damage, as the Spirit Wolves just trying to chase back again. I believe, yep, that Footman was able to stay alive at 88 hit points. We are going into a single Arcane Sanctum. It is going to be rifle casters, riflemen, with a couple of sorceresses and priests trying to work together to win out on the fight. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain going to clear out this 544 creep camp and pick up a useful consumable item as well. Farseer just trying to make sure his opponent is not setting up an expansion. He's trying to set and keep track of what his opponent is attempting to do at this stage, and figure out, well, do I go into low upkeep? Are we going to see a Stormbolt right there? No Stormbolt. Spirit Wolves were summoned, and the Spirit Wolves being summoned right there was more of an attempt to make sure that the Farseer was not surrounded. That's often something that high-level professional players can do. If they see a Stormbolt coming in on the Farseer, or if you see a Stormbolt coming in onto your Archmage, you can purposely drop a Water Elemental or some other unit right in front of you, and then with those two units working together, you can actually, it's much more difficult to surround as opposed to, say, a single unit right there. All right, the Tauren Chieftain ended up getting purged by the Null Warden to prevent any more damage from that lightning shield, as the Shamans are now out onto the battlefield with that purge to shut down the Water Elementals. Water Elementals are at level 3 already. Footman is going to get taken down. Nope, gets denied once more. Fortitude doing a great job denying experience to that Farseer, as we are looking at a level 3 Tauren Chieftain and a level 1 Farseer. Level 3 Tauren Chieftain, very scary though. As you can see, all of a sudden Romantic's like, I don't want to do this. There's a Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain trying to make a quick retreat back. There's a little bit more damage. Water Elemental going to get purged down. Farseer trying to perhaps get in a little bit more damage. There's that Scroll of Speed. Is the Tauren Chieftain going to be able to close in on that distance and try and make a little bit of a play? There goes another Stormbolt as well, and that Stormbolt has really saved a lot of units' life right there, but the Tauren Chieftain finally, no, is he going to put his foot down? No, he is not. There he goes, finally puts his foot down. Chain Lightning could have been a follow-up here, as the Mountain King, well, has been able to hold off that Tauren Chieftain still. All right, Tauren Chieftain going to try and throw down another stomp here in just a moment. There goes a Stormbolt. Tauren Chieftain has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Is he going to use it? There's that stomp right there, and not being forced to use that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability yet, instead using a Potion of Greater Healing, as that Tauren Chieftain still has plenty of mana to go. That Robe of Magi, very, very big difference right there, as we see another stomp go into play. Lightning Shield onto that Kodo Beast, as the Lightning Shield getting in some damage too. Kodo Beast could try and eat up a Peon. There is another Lightning Shield eating through, another disenchant coming down, as the Tauren Chieftain is actually low on mana right now. Low hit point Grunt getting taken out. Units trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain wanting to save this Kodo Beast, but it will not be able to do so. Too many militia just surrounding it right there. And one poor peasant saw the inside of a Kodo Beast just before that Kodo Beast got taken out. Mountain King going to go ahead and, well, try to finish off some units. There's some good thunderclaps. Also finishing off some of those Shaman, as well as the Mountain King retreating back once more. Level 3 Archmage, level 2 Mountain King. Stomp being placed down before the Mountain King could throw down that Stormbolt. Stormbolt could be coming in inbound as well. There it goes onto a Troll Headhunter instead. 42 supply compared to 35. And where is the army of Fly? Fly has the quote-unquote larger army, but the units just don't seem to be there as Fortitude is giving chase. All right, Mountain King, does it have enough mana for a Stormbolt? That is the question. Up to 75, we could be looking at a Stormbolt here. Footman still trying to chase after all those units again. We're going to be looking at a low hit point Footman getting taken out as the Mountain King up to 90 mana with help of that Brilliance Aura. And the funny thing to note is level 2 Brilliance Aura instead of level 2 Water Elementals. I was wondering how the Mountain King's mana was actually so high and regenerating that quickly with a level 3 Archmage. All right, level 2 Brilliance Aura keeping all of those units alive and well keeping the Priest and the Mountain King topped off on mana, but the Purge really finishing off much more of those units as finally, you're seeing a little bit more damage added in there. There goes a Priest. 36 supply compared to 32. It looks like Fortitude chased a little bit too much, and once you get into your opponent's neck of the woods, your opponent's reinforcements start coming and joining the fight faster than your own, which does cause some problems. All right, we are looking at a crystal ball dropped for Tauren Chieftain. If you wanted to see Farsight on the Farseer, well, even more reason to not see it, as that crystal ball pretty much does the same exact thing. I still say if you want to have Farsight be used, give the Farseer an auto attack, +3 damage, or for if it tries to go for Farsight, just a little bit of extra damage, a passive ability coupled alongside it. Otherwise, you probably will never ever see Farsight used short of level 7. Making its way back down, it looks as though there is a peon ready to set up an expansion here. Fly trying to figure out the timing and figure out what his opponent is going to be doing. Should he be holding off? Should he be defending? What the upgrade Farsight do? Just lower the mana cost? You know what? I haven't seen enough Farsight to actually know. I mean, they did buff it, but it's still not used. Right? Stormbolt straight up onto the Hunter. All right, there comes in a Thunderclap right there. Tauren Chieftain healing ward going to be placed in the back, but quickly taken down by the Archmage. There is a Stomp right there. More damage coming through. Spirit Wolves trying to find in those targets as the Priest are quickly getting ensnared and taken down as well. Tauren Chieftain could be in a little bit of trouble. Has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There is a Stomp once again, finishing off and just stepping onto all of those units. There is that Tauren Chieftain's Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used again as well. He needs to find some healing. He is already down to 121 hit points. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain. He is back away, and a Scroll of Healing was in time to keep him alive. Shaman gonna get Thunderclapped down alongside a Grunt as well as Lightning Shield going after some of those back units once more. All right, Archmage was trying to go after that Shaman right there. Are we gonna see perhaps another Stormbolt? That Shaman could get taken down. It gets shot in the back by a Rifleman as well. The Orc army of Fly is actually in a tough position. He needs to run past his opponent in order to head back home, but maybe able to take down a couple of priests in the process as well. All right, Mountain King in this position right there. There is a Thunderclap. Chain Lightning finishing off one more priest. There goes another priest as the Tauren Chieftain is back in play, living up to his name. Perhaps going to try and put his foot down once more. Kodo Beast trying to run back. Does have a Rifleman in its belly, stunning down 3 more units again as the Kodo Beast backing away from that battle. Tauren Chieftain down to 213 hit points. Could have a very bad day. Goes for another Stomp as well. Mountain King going to Stormbolt, but the Scroll of Town Portal Invulnerability protects him as all the units will be backing away. All right, units all backing away. We still have access to healing wards. Are we going to be placing down that healing ward? No, we are not, even though there are a number of units that could use a little bit of that heal. Could have been very useful there and also get the full effect of that healing ward as it lasts 30 seconds. But perhaps there will be a better use for it a little bit later. All right, Tauren Chieftain is at 4, almost at getting halfway to 5. Farseer is at 3, halfway to 4. Archmage is at 4, finally having level 2 water elementals as the Mountain King has level 2 Thunderclap. All right, one of those situations where if the Mountain King had actually gone level 2 Stormbolt, the Tauren Chieftain perhaps would have fallen much earlier, or Fly would have had to play that battle very differently. And the choices to go level 2 Brilliance Aura and level 2 Clap first over what historically has been, well, come on, finish off that Tuskar, level 2 water elementals and level 2 Stormbolt first. Coming back around, Farseer gonna get to level 4 off of this creep camp. Mounting, or Tauren Chieftain may get to level 5 here, and that's gonna be important to note. If the Tauren Chieftain finishes off some of these units here and then backs up in time to give that Farseer even more experience, that's going to be a very big advantage. Tauren Chieftain at level 5 is rather scary, already exactly at the right amount of amount of experience, but the Tauren Chieftain isn't backing away in time. Farseer going to get a little bit more experience right there as we see the last shaman getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain with a pendant of energy and a robe of magi, almost 500 mana on a level 5 Tauren Chieftain. Add in Warsong battle drums, its damage is going to be incredibly high as well. What is he doing? Is he trying to sell some items? Yes, sells the Warsong battle drums, potion of invisibility, double scrolls of healing, and well, he's going to be stepping on some priest and riflemen in this next fight. Meanwhile, a Farseer, a healing ward was placed down here, trying to heal up all of his units as well. Shamans could try and stand back a little bit, but it's often better to keep all your units alive and well together. Mountain King, well, sitting at level 4, level 2 Stormbolt Archmage could get up to level 5. And this is a question. Do you go for level 3 Brilliance Aura first, or do you go for level 3 Water Elementals? With your opponent having, Shamans out, you don't want to have all of them just constantly purged to death. That could actually be very bad news too. All right, Tauren Chieftain, he's just waiting for the rest of his army, wondering if my army was in fact here, things could have gone much, much better, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, pretty much unable to do anything useful, as that potion of invisibility may be coming to an end relatively soon. All right, units trying to make their way back. Okay, Kodo Beast trying to shoot its way past, or sorry, Rifleman trying to shoot its way past the Kodo Beast. Got in some good damage there before it was finally taken out. Surprisingly enough, we are 17 minutes into this game. No expansions have been set up on either side. This is a low or a no upkeep game so far, as the Tauren Chieftain is at 5 and that Farseer is almost at 5 as well. This is going to become incredibly important later on. Thank you for the follow. I think Orc Expo died, so that went 50-50. Let's see, did the Orc... Oh, yep, Orc Expo got 10 gold, and that was pretty much it. All right, Farseer getting ready in position here. Raider's going to end up getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain is off to the side here, ready and willing to just be able to stomp here. Level 3 Chain Lightning could also deal large amounts of damage. Tauren Chieftain's invisibility going to be coming to an end, and this could be a very bad sign if Focus does not realize it. The Mountain King somehow just knew that the Tauren Chieftain was right there, as the Tauren Chieftain backed away. I don't think there was any... Sentry Ward or anything that would reveal true sight there, as the Tauren Chieftain now takes a Stormbolt and going to end up taking a lot more damage. Tauren Chieftain trying to double back away, get away from all of this fights right now, as the army of Fly is just all over the place. It is not centralized at all. All right, where are all of these units perhaps going to try and go next? There's even Grunts and Raiders. A misclick, perhaps trying to click right in the middle of those forests here. Hopefully this does not end up costing Fly the battle or the game, as the Kodo Beast now tries to retreat back. All right, Kodo Beast down to 400 hit points. Rifleman looks like they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. There's another Purge there. Are we going to see another Stormbolt? Yes, we are. And this Kodo Beast is going to end up getting taken down, as the level 5 Archmage, well, trains up level 3 Brilliance Aura. That was just straight up weird. All of the units were just spread out and dispersed in such a way where it was able to easily get picked off. All right, are we going to see some damage? Yes, there we are. Farseer taking in some damage right now. Units are going to try to back up. There goes a follow-up Thunderclap there, as the unit's going to try and close on in. Tauren Chieftain wants to get back there as well. Tauren Chieftain isn't going to be able to do very much. Gets a Lightning Shield, but he gets Stormbolted at the same time and ends up damaging his own units. So far, Romantic or Fortitude doing a great job here, as Tauren Chieftain now trying to push on in. There's that first of many stuns, I believe, as the Tauren Chieftain going to try to continue to fight here. All right, there goes another stomp once more. Mountain King out of mana. Even with level 3 Brilliance Aura, it's going to take some time, as the Tauren Chieftain Well, goes for a scroll of healing, and now Maiden try to use another stomp again. All right, who needs well, are we going to see a replenishment potion followed by a potion of lesser invulnerability? That is going to be the question. There's another stomp, focusing down more units, chain lightning bouncing around, and this Tauren Chieftain sub 100 hit points, still alive. Potion of vulnerability followed by a potion of a rejuvenation punish, and as all of a sudden Fortitude is just losing units left and right, but the Tauren Chieftain does end up getting taken out. All right, Tauren Chieftain was a little bit too far back. Mountain King gets taken out. Farseer gets up to level 6. Archmage is going to have a bad day. And, well, overcommitting with that Tauren Chieftain ends up winning the game for Fly still, as that Tauren Chieftain was able to get in a large amount of stomps. Losing that level 5 Tauren Chieftain looked like a possible comeback for Fly, for Romantic. But in the end, the Mountain King overcommitted as well, giving Fly the win. Fortitude, also known as Romantic, throwing in the GG. Man, going into that, I thought Fly had no chance. Romantitude. Yeah, Fly just destroyed him in that battle. That was the case. The problem, the real benefit was the items. If we look at the items on the Tauren Chieftain compared to the Mountain King, the Tauren Chieftain had close to 500 mana, while Fortitude had access to level 3 Brilliance Aura on that Mountain King. Now, one of the big differences as well is that the Mountain King had level 3 clap, or no, level 2 clap and level 2 Stormbolt. By using both of his mana abilities as opposed to just using Thunderclap, well, he drained his mana much more quickly. Yes, he needed to use those Stormbolts to shut down the Tauren Chieftain and make it so that his positioning was awkward. But at one point, the Mountain King was just out of mana, couldn't stun any longer, couldn't Thunderclap any longer, and the Tauren Chieftain just absolutely just shut down his opponent's army by constantly stunning them. If you go back to the last final minute of that fight, you would see that the Tauren Chieftain was often below 100 hit points, but it didn't really matter because all of the units around him were stunned. If you're stunned for that long, that's essentially like a potion of lesser invulnerability, as you aren't taking damage because everyone around you is just in a daze. With that, though, you can still overcommit. That's what we saw Fly do, but I think it was a calculated commitment, knowing that the Tauren Chieftain, being as effective as it was, still caused him to win that game. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the Robe of Magi plus that Pendant of Energy, very, very crucial to just allow that Tauren Chieftain to be able to stomp all day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.